Hi, my name's Mr. Davis and I'm the brass teacher at your school. I'm just going to demonstrate a few of the instruments that are available for you to learn. I'll start with the trumpet. It's what a lot of people start on. It's quite a small instrument, therefore it's quite high pitched. And all brass instruments share a few things in common. Number one, we have a mouthpiece which we buzz in, makes a very funny buzzing noise, and then that goes into the trumpet and get amplified when it comes out of the other end, which is what we call a bell. In the middle we have these valves, and all they do is they add extra little bits of tubing. Okay, so this is the trumpet, quite a bright sounding instrument. Okay, so that's a trumpet. Now, very closely related to the trumpet is this instrument, which is a cornet. It looks smaller, but in fact there's a few more twists and turns in it, so it's actually the same length as a trumpet, but it produces a slightly mellower sound. Okay, so that's a cornet. Very popular, mostly used in brass bands and wind bands. Very good instrument to start on. It's quite small, doesn't weigh that much, so it's nice and portable. Okay, if we move to a slightly bigger instrument now, let's choose this one, which looks fiendishly complicated. This is the French horn. Again, we've still got the mouthpiece you blow in. We've got even more tubing now. We've got a very big bell there. I'm sure most of you will have heard this. You probably don't realise it until somebody plays you a famous tune and you go, oh yeah, that's that instrument. Well, that's obviously the music from Star Wars. Okay, very brief. Slightly different to the other instruments. Instead of the valves going up and down like the trumpet and the cornet, and later on some other instruments, we have what we call rotary valves. It just means they rotate rather than going up and down. There we are. My favourite instrument, but that's my bias. Right, we'll stick with valved instruments for now. We'll go on to this one here. It's a bit bigger. In fact, it's about twice the length of a trumpet and a cornet. This is called a euphonium. And it produces quite a deep and mellow sound, okay? Okay, so it's quite a bigger, much more mellow sound than the other instruments. This is one of a family of instruments. We've got the tenor horn, which is slightly smaller, the baritone, kind of halfway house between the two. Then we go on to the tubas, which are pretty much twice the size of this. Quite big instruments, so you need to be quite big and strong to play one of those. Okay, so that's the euphonium. And then lastly, I'm going to deal with this instrument here, which is different to all the other brass instruments. They all had valves to change the length of the tubing. This is a trombone. All trombone means is big trumpet, and it doesn't have any valves, so we use what we call a slide, so we can kind of get a smear. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm actually doing with this slide. Okay, so you can hear as I push the slide out, the sound goes deeper. So let's think of a nice little tune for you on this one. Okay, you can have a bit of fun with it. Trombone makes a nice kind of raspy noise if you don't behave yourself on it. So there we are. That is a very, very brief introduction to brass instruments. I'll just go over them again. We've got cornets, which are the small ones, trumpets, same length but looks a bit bigger. We've got French horns, then we've got tenor horns, baritones, euphoniums, which I demonstrated, and can go down as far as the tuba, which is even bigger and even deeper and wider sounding. We've got the trombones. So if you are interested in playing one of these instruments, then if you let your teacher know, and then when I come in to see if anybody's interested, I'll have a list of names and we can call you out of class and we can try you out and see which instrument you're most suited to. Okay, thanks very much for your time. Goodbye.